And good evening. I'm Rick Dancer. Welcome to Get Real with Rick Dancer. And a lot of people don't quite know what is on the ballot this time. And we have just a few things, but these are the ones you really want to pay attention to. And I'm going to hit school boards and stuff first. School boards are where the beginning starts, and it does matter who you vote for. So you need to check these people out and not just go down and say, oh, that's a nice name, I'm going to vote for that, because that's not what we need these days. I think we've learned over the last several years that we need to be careful. We need to understand who we're voting for. So there are places you can go. The City Club of Eugene, they have some interviews with some of the candidates for Eugene and Springfield. Also, Mark Molino, he has a website and he has interviews on there, as well as Patrick Stutz also has some. So those are places you can go to find that out. We're going to talk about Ballot Measure 2319, and this has to do with the Oregon State Extension Service. And if you're not someone who's used it, then I'm going to explain to you. We're going to tell you why, and I'm going to be really upfront with you. I am so biased on this one. I voted yes, because both of my boys went through 4-H. A few years ago, I know 4-H went away for a while, came back. It is a super valuable program, especially in the world we live in right now, where we need young, responsible adults, kids growing up, learning skills that teach them to be good people, responsible, and that's what 4-H teaches kids. So Alicia's going to come on first. Hi, Alicia.
Hello.
So now tell them who you are and what you're with.
I'm Alicia, and I'm a project leader for Springfield 4-H Club.
So 4-H is more than raising animals.
Absolutely. We have a lot of programs, from sewing, crafting, leadership programs, cooking programs, raising animals, big and small animals. So
why? So this ballot measure is really, if it doesn't pass, what happens to 4-H?
We have it's possible we may not be able to have 4-H in Lane County because it helps fund our 4-H program through the OSU Extension Office.
Now, this also, and I know you may not be this also is like the Master Food Preserver Program, the Food Pantry Project. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah. Okay. The Extension Office is all encompassing. It is a great resource for our community, for Lane County. We have Master Gardeners. It's a place where you can go in if you have a question about gardening. They have classes. They will sit down and talk to you. They'll come over and help you plant your garden. They're eager, and it's not just garden. There's small farms, there's preserving food. They have all kinds of resources, forestry resources, and they're great for our 4-H community. It gives us a place to call home.
So, and I think what people don't understand about the Extension Service, because I had them as a client for a while. I mean, there's programs in there where if you have bugs eating your plants in your yard, you could take the plant in and they'll diagnose and tell you what's wrong and what to do.
And what to do for it, yeah.
And they do preservation. So if you want to learn how to can or freeze, they have people that are experts to do this. And it's a super valuable service that I think a lot of people don't really take advantage of.
Take advantage or even know that it's there.
Yeah, I know. And that's something that's great. So if this thing passes, it's for somebody that has a $200,000 house. It's $5.60 a year.
A year, yeah.
$5.60.
It's a coffee at the Dutch Brothers or a Starbucks.
Right. So let's do this for a second. So hey, Braden. So tell people a little bit about you, what you raise, and then about the leadership program.
Of course. So my name is Brian Hildebrand. I raise swine through 4-H, and I'm a part of the Lane County leadership team as well. So that is kind of like two very different groups of things, but it gives me a bunch of range of skills. I raise the pigs for the fair, and it provides me with a lot of interesting skills from raising animals, as well as just the responsibility. And with the Lane leadership team, we plan out lots of events for Lane County, the 4-H youth throughout the clubs and different associations, in order to help provide them with a wonderful experience come fair time.
So, and when you sell that pig, you also have to market it.
Yes.
Not only are you training and feeding it, but you have to market it, you have to sell it, you got to go find somebody to buy it, and you make your own money.
Yes.
That's
I have to go to quite a few businesses. We generally try to reach out to new ones every year, those who may be interested, those who we know have been interested in the past. Just try to kind of broaden that expansion of like people that are a part of it and those who want to be a part of it, and kind of help that get them in as well.
So do you think this has make you a better human being, you think?
Oh, absolutely. I would not be half the person I am today without 4-H. It has
Why?
provided me with so many skills. Yeah.
What does that mean? You said I'm not. I mean, that's a pretty big statement.
It has really helped to shape the person I am today, just through all the experiences I've had, through the different skills, all of the experiences it's given me. I have developed such a sense of responsibility and just leadership through the leadership team alone, as well as having to care for this animal. And it has offered me just such just like pathway for like different different skill sets that I never thought were possible for me, or different experiences or options I never thought were possible for a teenager like me.
So let's talk to you, Hannah. Hi, Hannah.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So why do you want 4-H saved? I mean, if you came on here, you're kind of standing up for 4-H. Why is this important to you?
Well, 4-H has done a lot of stuff for me. I used to be a very shy person, and I didn't have a lot of responsibility. But when I started 4-H, I learned a lot of public speaking skills, not just from like being at the fair, but from talking to the judge and talking to just the public. So it's really helped me create a lot of life skills that I wouldn't have because of 4-H.
So how old are you?
I am 15.
You're very articulate. You know, you speak well. And I think that's funny that you said I'm shy, because I don't think you'd know that by hearing you stand up and just present yourself like that. So that's one of the things you learn from that, because you're secure with yourself. Are you secure with yourself?
Yes.
Do you like who you are?
I do.
How does your animals teach you that?
Well, so I've always been a animal person, and just being around them kind of, I guess, gave me some self-confidence, and just the responsibility of taking care of them, because I used to live in the city, so I just basically had dogs. So when I moved to a farm, I realized that I have a lot of responsibility, and it's just helped me with a lot of responsibilities, like even keeping up on my schoolwork. It's helped with that.
So are you kind of more, what would I say? Do you think you can do more than you thought you could before 4-H?
I don't think so. 4-H
I mean,
just
but
helped me
now,
realize.
yeah, I
4-H
asked
just helped me realize a lot of I can do it than I thought I could.
That's perfect. Jessica, let's bring you on. You guys, we have so many kids. This is so awesome. I've never had this many people before. So Jessica, how are you, hon?
I'm good.
So what does 4-H do for you, honey?
Well, like Hannah said, it really helped me with my public speaking skills. I'm still kind of shy, but I've definitely gotten a lot better with public speaking, and just being around people has really helped with that.
So is this putting you to the test?
Yes,
Is this kind of hard?
kind of.
Yeah, it is. But look, how old are you?
I'm 13.
You're 13. And you're sitting here talking to probably 30,000 people, and by the time it's done, we'll have like 100,000. So does that make you feel better?
No.
You're awesome. What do you like about raising animals? For you personally, what do you like about doing that?
It's just fun. Living on a farm, you're never bored. You always have some animal to play with, or train, or teach a new trick to. Do something.
And it's hard work. It's kind of hard work, isn't it?
Yeah. definitely. But it's
Well, let me.
worth it too.
Yeah. And do you do pigs? Do you swine as well?
No.
What kind of animals do you raise?
We have alpacas, goats, chickens, ducks, rabbits. Recently got 2 rats. We have a lot of animals.
So you have rats?
Yes.
They are the best pet. We had one for my kid. That is the best animal you can get a kid. Do you love them?
They're a lot of fun.
Yeah, they're really easy to hold and stuff. So tell me, there was something else you mentioned there I was going to ask you about. You said alpacas. What was the other? Oh, goats. What kind of goats do you raise?
They're just pets. We don't.
Oh, they're
really
not
do
like.
much with them. We don't do
Because see,
them for fun.
my kids did goats too, so we were going to have a goat discussion, but now you just ruined that for me. Okay, hold on. We got somebody else there. Megan.
Hi.
You finally made it to the show a little late. Do you always show up late? Is that kind of your thing?
No, I did not get the link, and it took me a while to find it.
Well, I am so glad you found it. So 4-H, why is it important?
Before I was a part of 4-H, I was the shyest kid you would have ever met. I literally would break down and cry whenever I had to give a speech because I was so terrified. But from being a part of 4-H, I've been able to get over my fear of public speaking and been able to teach about one of my favorite things, which is agriculture, and gain to bring the public in and show them what 4-H is and show them what we do so they can learn a little bit more and we can bring more people into it.
Oh my God. Well, you kind of crawled out of your shell, didn't you?
Yeah.
So what was it that made the difference?
That made a difference?
Yeah.
I think just being around kids that I kind of had the same experiences as, that I was into the same things as like other kids that were into beef cattle or art and stuff like that kind of brought me out of my shell. And then all that support really helped me because when I first came in, I was terrified, but from having such a good support group to get me through it, I am where I am today.
So someone is asking, I always assumed 4-H was exclusive for 4J, and that is not true. Alicia, 4-H is for who?
Anybody. 4-H starts, we have programs from 4th grade until 12th grade through 4-H. And before that, kindergarten until 3rd grade, we have what's called Clover Buds. And so it's where they get a little taste and touch into what 4-H is about. So if you contact the extension service, they can direct you to the community club that would be servicing your area, but you don't have to be attached to a school or anything in order to join 4-H.
So you guys, I want to take real briefly. I just want to, we get sponsored this show as Buck Sanitary Service, and they are so into people in the community, and they love the 4-H programs. They're from Sweet Home, so they understand all this, and we can't do this kind of thing without it. So when the folks from 4-H called up and said, Rick, can you do this? I can just go, hey, Bucks will sponsor it, and that's how we get to do this. So one of the things that you guys out there watching could do is take this and share it on your page, because that way other people see it and know what's going on. Because what we don't want is people to just look at the ballot and say, oh, here's a measure, I'm voting it down because it's a measure, and not looking at that it's $5.60 for someone who owns a $200,000 home. And Megan, why is that a value?
Value?
Why is that a good value? $5.76 for everyone that votes, that lives in Lane County and pays property taxes, to support all 4 of you and all the dozens and dozens and dozens of kids like you.
Because without 4-H, without us kids coming out there wouldn't be much help in our community. So to value it, you're helping all of these kids get out of, their little circle. You're helping all these kids, find themselves, find what they want to do. It can actually help you find a career that you could be interested in. And by not supporting, it's not helping the future generations.
So, Braden, why is this so important being a COVID year? You and I were talking earlier, and everybody's been kind of locked up, and not literally, but it has been coming out. But this has been tough for you kids.
Definitely. It has been quite a tough year for us, from having our fair canceled to not being able to meet in person as much. But we have been working a lot just to try and work around that through just sending out weekly or monthly emails, updating on like the different events or things that we may be able to participate in, to even some clubs having some monthly video calls or like small groups like video calls in order to just still kind of get together and be able to learn and kind of go over things together as a group and still be able to have that learning experience.
So I'm going to ask you guys a weird question, and I'm famous for this, and it is just strange, and it's going to push you just a teeny bit. Don't get scared. I'll start with Braden because I know him the best now. And it's all going to be the same question for all of you, okay? Unless I think of something even weirder. But Braden, what do you like about yourself?
What do I like about myself? I would honestly probably say just how outgoing I am, and a lot of that is because of 4-H actually. I have just been told and have found myself to be a very outgoing kid, and I think 4-H has definitely had a good part of that. And yeah,
you're very personable. You really are.
Thank you.
So Jessica, what do you like the best about yourself?
Well, I like how I've become more comfortable with talking to other people, and 4-H has definitely helped with that, between talking to people at fair about my animals and talking to the judge and doing extra things like this.
But you did super well. You're awesome. And Hannah, what about you? You've had more time to think about it.
So I'm really passionate about animals, and I've always been, but 4-H has taught me a lot more about different animals, and it's just helped me become even more passionate about my thing I've loved forever, which is animals. It's helped me a lot.
What do you want to do when you grow up?
I want to be a veterinarian.
That's so awesome. I knew you were going to say that. That's what I wanted to do too. But for me, I wasn't smart enough. And so the cool thing about 4-H is because I always wanted to do that, when my kids were in 4-H, I gave all my shots. I did I took care of all my animals. My boys took care of theirs. I milked my goats. So I kind of got to be a veterinarian. I birthed goats out in the field, which I never thought I'd ever do. And so you could be it because you're smarter. But I was just like a guy on TV. So I still got to live my dream. It just was different. All right, Megan, you're the last one.
You know, something that I see is how out of my shell I am and how passionate I am and how much I want to teach younger generations about something that I am so passionate in, and getting other people started into something that I've done since I was a little kid. And I think that's what I really like about myself.
So, you know what? We shouldn't leave Alicia out either.
Well, I like the fact that this becoming a leader actually introduced me to all these kids plus more, and being able to be a mentor towards the youth has been a great opportunity in my life. I enjoy teaching children and teenagers and kids about life skills and raising animals and leadership and everything else. So this has been a great opportunity for me to be a leader.
Alicia, when you see kids like these and the other ones in 4-H, does it give you a lot of hope for the future?
It does. It does. I mean, my kids are all in 4-H, and all these kids, and watching them do what they do is amazing.
Well, you guys, you are a bright spot in my night. And it was fun, Braden. It was fun talking to you for a long time beforehand. But all of you guys are super impressive. And I'm glad I got to put you on here so people can you know, despite the ballot measure and all that stuff, I think it's just really good for us as people to see people like you. Because if you are my future, I'm really okay with that. I trust that the world will be in good hands because I met you four, and you're good. And you're just the top of the iceberg. There's lots of more kids out there just like you, and I think people see only the bad things. And I just saw four really great people who I can't wait to see what you do. And if I'm really really old, Hannah, and I have animals and I bring them to you, I want you to be nice to me, okay? Even if I'm hard of hearing. You guys, thank you for coming on. Alicia, thank you. Okay.
Yes,
I'm going to say a couple more things to people and then we'll get out of here. Thank you guys. See you later. Pull people there like that. So there you go. Yeah, I'm going to read a few more of your comments. Life skills are so important. 4-H gives kids exposure to responsibilities like raising animals, caring for facilities. When meeting with potential buyers for market animals, 4-H kids are in a similar situation as going to a job interview. Exactly, Brooke. That's what my kids had to do. I'm watching this and I'm thinking how each and every young children have learned that you are a gift to all of us. I'm excited for you all. And one last one, I agree with Brett. It was especially interesting in the emergency preparedness, little known, knowing what was coming and delighted that was indeed prepared. So here we go. So again, this is ballot measure number 20-319. And someone who has a $200,000 home will pay $5.60 a year to create young people like you just met there, and a lot more. And you guys, if you have not ever checked out the OSU Extension Service, what are you waiting for? I mean, seriously, it's just all kinds of food preservation, gardening, what to do, what not to do, and people that are really committed to doing all that. So, it's a great program and a great resource, and I highly encourage you to vote for it. And I could never do that when I was a news guy, but now I can. All right, please share this on your page so other people see it, because Facebook doesn't spread it out. We will be boosting it and getting it out there. But if you would help us, that would be really great. Tomorrow night, we are at the Hydrate Bar. This is intravenous putting vitamins into your bloodstream through a needle. And it's for people who need recovery, people who need a boost for sleep, for all kinds of things. And we have a bunch of women from some different gyms around town showing up they're getting the treatment. And we'll kind of talk with them about what it's all about and everything. And then on Thursday, Chris Dental is sponsoring. Bob Welch is going to be here from the Register Guard, former columnist for the Register Guard, has a new book. Hold on. This is his new book, and he'll be talking a little bit about that, but he's also going to be talking about every year he's been doing the Pacific Crest Trail, a different section of it. And I think this is his last year, and then he's going to write a book about it. So we'll be talking to Bob a little bit about that in our Where Are They Now segment, sponsored by Chris Dental Family Dentistry. And then on Friday, Eugene Mindworks is going to introduce us to a company called iTech. And iTech is super cool because what they do is it's a bartering system. So instead of sharing dollars, they hook you up with companies to share bartering. So that'll be on Friday night, and all those shows are at 5:00. I'm Rick Dancer. Thanks for being here with us. I'm going to go home and hang out with my wife. You guys have a good evening. See you tomorrow.